welcome to this week's edition of the Dakota Angler 2-Minute Fishing Report. Well, folks, as last week, I wish I had better news. The reports aren't the best. The past week, the weather has been unsettled to say the least. A lot of rain, a lot of wind, and that definitely turned off the fish and also the fishermen. But as I've always said, today's reports are yesterday's news, and with the more stable weather that we're seeing this week, and the warmer temperatures, a little bit more sun, I think the bite is going to take off. It's bound to. It can't get any worse in many areas, to say the least. The lakes up in the northeastern part of the state that produced walleyes this past week included Waubay, Bitter, again Bitter, got to sort quite a bit up there. Drywood, that bite has kind of taken back off again. Goose, Big Stone, Hazelton, Midland, Dry Lake by Clark, as well as Cochrane, and then also Opitz. Down the southeastern part of the state, the lakes that produced walleyes included Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Thompson, Henry, a few at Ponset, as well as emphasizing a few at Whitewood. Sunnier, Madison, North Island, and Madison and North Island mainly from shore, and then also Vermilion and then Twin. And remember, Twin is the trophy lake where the walleyes have to be 28 inches or larger. The Missouri River, the bite's starting to pick up out there, especially north of Pier. A lot of nice fish being caught up there, as well as Gettysburg. A lot of snap jigging going on in those locations. And that's how people are catching these walleyes in the east and the other parts of the state as well, in the eastern South Dakota lakes. A lot of snap jigging, jigging wraps. The hyper rattles from Acme are two of the most popular ones right now, as well as the shiver minnows from Moonshine. So again, if you want to have a lot of fun, now's the time to snap jig. Other people are using jigs and minnows, jigs and swim baits. As I talked about in previous weeks, the larger swim baits have been working better. The 4 to 5 inch swim baits, such as the Berkeley Champ swimmers, as well as the Ripple Shats from Berkeley. Now, as far as the perch bite is concerned around the area, that bite has definitely taken a hit with the unsettled weather. But Big Stone continues to produce perch, but again, you have to sort quite a bit. Quite a few smaller ones being caught there. Waubay, Bitter, Dry Lake by Clark, as well as Willow Lake, and then also Thompson, Ponset, Henry, and then also a few being caught at Madison. Now, what are people doing to catch perch? Again, nothing special. Time to pull out the ice fishing jigs, and if you don't have them, stop on by, as you can see behind me. But they're using a lot of tungsten ice fishing jigs right now, tipped with minnows, waxworms, or maggots. A lot of drop chain lures, such as the Haley's, Pilkies, or the BMC Rocker. And then also some people are using plastic, such as the Z-Man Finesse fishing plastic. So again, this is the time of the year where that perch bite can just turn on like a switch. So keep that in mind this upcoming week. In this week's edition of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to again talk about the Dakota Angler Ice Institute. But this week we're going to talk about the seminars that are going to be provided throughout the weekend. And the reason why is that the seminars are very vital and a crucial part of the Ice Institute. And that's how it got its name. When we say the Ice Institute, the Institute is a place of learning. So we're not only going to sell you the merchandise, but we're also going to teach you how to use it. And the teachers are some of the industry's very best, or what we're going to call the Institute professors. Some of those professors that are going to be actually teaching you how to use some of the equipment and sharing their knowledge with you include Jason Durham, Matt Johnson, both of which are from Clam, Brian Brosdahl, he's been here many times before. He's going to be from Otter as well as Northland. Brad Hawthorne from Otter and Stryker. And then also Wes David. You might not have heard that name before, but he's from Canada. He has a very popular show up in Canada called Fishing the Wild West TV show. He's going to be talking about Lake Winnipeg. Also Marcus Quam of Real Therapy, and also you know Marcus because he lives here in South Dakota, but also from In-Depth Outdoors. He's going to be doing a Q&A session where you're going to be having the opportunity to ask the questions of Marcus and hear the answers that he's providing to you. Also, we're going to have a talk from South Dakota GF&P, and it's going to be basically a state of eastern South Dakota lakes. What lakes are struggling, what lakes they think are going to be producing fish, and your opportunity to find out what's the latest news from the GF&P here in South Dakota. And then also Will Poppenfuss. Will is an NWT angler out of Minnesota. He's first time here at the Institute. He's going to be talking about walleye fishing. And then we're going to have a special guest, a meet and greet in some of the booths, not a seminar, but a meet and greet where you're going to have the opportunity to come up and talk to him and ask the questions that you want to have answered. But it's an NWT 2022 Angler of the Year, South Dakota's very own Dwayne Gell. Dwayne, or otherwise known as Dewey, is going to be in the Rapala as well as the Daiwa booths. So it's going to be an opportunity for you to ask the questions that you want to have answered. So again, take the opportunity not only to take advantage of the great deals at the Institute, but the learning opportunities to be able to rub elbows with all these pros that we just mentioned, plus many more that are going to be in the booths themselves. So again, the Dakota Angler Ice Institute at the Sioux Falls Arena Convention Center, November 10th through the 12th. You're not going to want to miss it, folks. You're going to want to make sure it's on your calendar. If you know anything about ice fishing, or if you're interested in ice fishing, that's the place that you're going to want to be. Sioux Falls Arena Convention Center, November 10th through the 12th. We'll see you there. And now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, all you have to do is send it to me. Send it to todd@dakotaangler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. Well, as you can see behind me, we've kind of changed things over. We're about halfway there with the changeover from open water to ice season, but you can definitely see a lot of the ice jigs are out. And so you can come on in there to the store, check out the latest and greatest. And you can also buy them, of course, and you can also buy them on our website at dakotaangler.com. But the place that you're going to want to be, as I mentioned in Todd's Tackle Tips, is the Dakota Angler Ice Institute at the Sioux Falls Arena Convention Center, because we'll have these jigs there, and they're going to be at prices second to none. So you're going to be disappointed if you miss out. So make sure you mark your calendar, November 10th to the 12th, for the Dakota Angler Ice Institute at the Sioux Falls Arena and Convention Center. If you have any questions about that, feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report for Dakota Angler. I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next week, folks. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy, and as always, stay safe.